all the haters last night, their storyline was that you were moving around a lot. Just
Boxing?
I know, I just don't get it.
I'm a little disappointed, but I also know how good he is.
How can he take it easy? The whole world is watching. There's not a chance he's going to make it look like this guy can box with him.
Can you imagine if Jake?
It was a significant difference. And ultimately, he did what he had to do to survive. He tried to sneak in some big shots, but in the end, the better boxer was going to systematically break him down, and that's what he did, and he got the victory. So I left that show on Friday thinking, this feels like a win for everyone involved.
Joe Rogan was left speechless after hearing that Jake Paul is reportedly suing Anthony Joshua over his knockout loss. Rumors claim Jake alleges AJ didn't follow instructions in the ring. Rogan reacted, saying there was no way Joshua could have taken it easy. As a world champion, AJ's job is to fight seriously, and letting Paul outbox him was never realistic, making the lawsuit seem absurd.
He's like very underrated, but he's a two-time heavyweight world champion. He's like one of the fucking scariest guys in the division. Lightning fast punches. 245 fucking pounds. He's huge. He's way bigger. Way more skilled.
He's like a foot taller. What's the height?
Rumors suggest Jake Paul is considering legal action against Anthony Joshua after his knockout defeat, claiming the fight didn't go according to plan. Speculation points to frustrations over the noticeable size and strength gap between the fighters, which many believe made the contest heavily one-sided. Sources close to the situation hint that Paul expected a different dynamic in the ring. Joshua's natural power and skill proved overwhelming. The boxing community is buzzing over the idea, with many questioning whether such a lawsuit could hold any weight given the circumstances and a clear mismatch in physical attributes.
Jake Paul's filing a lawsuit and will be taking legal actions days after getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua. So Jake Paul, who suffered a broken jaw after fighting AJ, has had enough of people questioning his legitimacy. JP's manager, Nakisa Bidarian, who's also the MVP co-founder, revealed that they're cracking down and will be suing a number of people for false claims, aka defamation. Folks, claims of Paul and Joshua having an agreement that Anthony Joshua disregarded that eventually led to Jake Paul getting knocked out have been circulating online, henceforth the reason for suing these people who keep on saying that JP's fights are rigged, scripted, or fake. As for Jake Paul himself, well, he recently spoke to his brother Logan and confirmed that 4 titanium plates are in place due to his injuries, with their mother also confirming that 8...
Ariel Helwani offers a calm and insightful perspective on the recent fight, stressing that there is little cause for concern or disappointment. Despite the intense media attention and fan speculation, the bout proceeded smoothly with no serious issues arising during the contest. Helwani points out that the fight was conducted safely and neither fighter sustained any major injuries, which is always a key measure of success in high-stakes boxing events. He emphasizes that the match unfolded as anticipated, with both competitors displaying careful risk management and professionalism throughout. The fighter preparation and focus were evident, allowing them to perform at a high level while maintaining safety. Helwani's analysis highlights that beyond the excitement and drama, the event was executed responsibly, ensuring that both athletes could compete effectively and exit the ring without harm, reinforcing the importance of planning and discipline in professional boxing.
Is on the biggest platform in the world, Netflix, ignoring the fact that Jake took on the biggest challenge he could possibly take on short notice. After Tank falls through, he goes and he's like, where's Francis? Okay, I'll go for the guy who beat Francis. I'll go for AJ. Ignoring the fact that, I think some people's stock were elevated on the undercard. Some of the fights on the undercard were really, really great. And ultimately, there isn't that much to be upset about. There isn't that much to be mad about. Netflix being involved in boxing is great. Jake stepping up and taking Anthony's best shots were great. I don't think Anthony looked bad at all. There were times where I felt like he was headhunting. There were times where I felt like he was trying to knock him out because I think he wanted to get rid of him. But you have to understand, when you have a guy who's running as much as he did and take shots at him or not for the game plan, that was his best way of surviving. It's like trying to chase a wet duck. You have to get him. And I think Anthony did actually a good job of pinning him into the corner sometimes, cutting off the ring, but it's hard to get a guy who's moving so much, who's clinching you, who's trying to do the antics that he was doing. That was the best chance for Jake to survive and then hope that he could crack him. He got tired, the ring was big, it was 22 by 22 as opposed to 20 by 20. There was a significant difference. And ultimately, he did what he had to do to survive. He tried to sneak in some big shots, but in the end, the better boxer was going to systematically break him down, and that's what he did, and he got the victory. So I left that show on Friday thinking, This feels like a win for everyone involved. This feels like a win for Netflix, a win for MVP, a win for Eddie and AJ and Matchroom. That's their guy. A win for Jake, and then a win for all the other fighters. I actually thought, in a way, it was the best of all the Netflix cards so far as the 3 MVP cards. People were a little disappointed with Taylor Serrano and the main event and the lack of action. People had their say about, Jake and Tyson and the streaming issues and whatnot. This was one that I felt like it was like, if you are looking at it, with a clear mind, clear conscience, no bias, check. That was my view. Now let me ask the team, what did you guys think? Rick, I'll start with you. I've not asked a single one of you what you thought. Rick and GC were in attendance. You guys were watching it. Didn't see you guys, by the way. I saw my mom and sister. I was looking for you guys. Couldn't see you. Was hoping for a wave. Was hoping for a little, how are you? Didn't see you guys. What did you think?
I think everybody did their part. I think you kind of touched on the fact that it seemed like everybody involved won. I don't know if I say that. I think you could kind of debate individuals, but I think everybody did their part. And for that, I mean, for the longest time we've been hearing, and the outcry has been, Jake Paul doesn't take real fights. We have to see Jake Paul in a real fight. That's the only thing that I care about. He doesn't take real fights. He only fights old people. He only fights this. He only fights that. He delivered. He put his nuts on the table and he said, I'm going to take a real fight. Not only am I going to take a real fight, I'm going to fight a former heavyweight champion with knockout power who just dispatched of Francis Ngannou 2 fights ago in a way that was quite devastating. I'm going to go in against that guy. So to me, Jake Paul held up his side of the equation. I kind of view these I didn't have high expectations in terms of the boxing product. I think of this like the way that some people used to say, like, I read Playboy for the articles. I don't watch Jake Paul fights for boxing. I watch Jake Paul fights for spectacle. Like, if you came in thinking that this was going to be a display of the greatest boxing you've ever seen, you're just misinformed. Like, I don't know what you could possibly...
Beyond the fight itself, financial aspects also come into focus. Reports indicate that Anthony Joshua has already lost a significant portion of his earnings due to taxes, leaving him with roughly $43 million for himself and his team. This detail underscores the high stakes and realities of professional boxing, where even elite fighters face substantial deductions from their purses, reminding fans that the monetary side of the sport is as complex as the physical contest inside the ring.
Joshua lost half of his earnings for the fight with Jake Paul because he's a UK resident and the fight was in USA. He won the fight with Jake Paul, but USA and UK won him. For that fight, he's supposed to get $93 million. 37% of it went to taxes in USA, almost $35 million. Also around $15 million a tax to UK because the fight was not in the country. And if the fight was in UK, he would pay 3 times more tax. So from $93 million, he end up earning only $43 million. This is weird, guys. If the fight was in Dubai, he would get all $93 million. Here, the government supports you to make money, not to lose money. Anthony Joshua and all the other sports guys, contact me and I will help you to move.
Eddie Hearn provides a clear look into how the fight unfolded, emphasizing that it was conducted honestly and without unnecessary theatrics. He explains that Jake Paul fully understood his own limitations and recognized that winning in the traditional sense against a world-class opponent like Anthony Joshua was unrealistic. With this in mind, Paul adopted a cautious strategy aimed at reducing damage while staying active in the ring. He relied heavily on movement and evasive tactics to make it harder for Joshua to land decisive shots. Hearn highlights that this approach was not about dominating the fight, but about surviving and managing risk intelligently. His analysis underscores that both fighters entered the match with well-defined objectives and awareness, balancing competitiveness with safety. The bout, therefore, became a controlled contest where strategy, caution, and professionalism shaped the outcome rather than reckless aggression.
Going to say, well, Jake was running and Jake was hold, but listen, I mean, at the end of the day, Jake had one job, and that was to try and survive. I mean, he was never ever going to win the fight, ever. And if you would have said to me, do I think he'll go 6 rounds? I would have said absolutely not. I mean, I felt that it would take AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him because I knew Jake can move a bit and he'd be moving off the back foot and he'd be holding. But it was the way that he did it, I think, was actually quite impressive. Like, not that particular part, but the way that he would, the way that he was strong in the clinch. He wouldn't let AJ get his shots off in the clinch. He made him miss a few times. And obviously, AJ's been out of the ring for a while. But to be honest, I think the most fascinating thing of the whole night in terms of the fight was how he didn't get flatlined by that right hand. I mean, I said going into the fight, he's probably going to take AJ a few rounds to get hold of him. And I also said, as soon as he lands clean, the fight's over, right? He landed a few before, but the first that he landed really clean was the final shot. But, you know, he never flatlined Jake. I mean, he did break his jaw in 2 places, which is a disaster. But there are a lot of heavyweights that would have been out cold from that right hand. I mean, one of them was Francis Ngannou, in a pretty similar shot, really. Do you know what I mean? So I actually give Jake unbelievable credit for doing it in the first place, but his performance as well. I mean, I stand by the fact that I think he's just a decent cruiserweight, but like he did go in with Anthony Joshua, and look, the world is full of criticism and opinions and negativity. Who else is doing what he's doing at what is he, late 20s? I mean, quite phenomenal. I mean, the guy's a complete madman. I'm watching him come out to that ring walk, and he's just a